Moving on to some other things, talking about how to avoid more debt as a result of COVID-19. What things have you been hearing from people, and what sort of advice are you giving to them about avoiding additional debt?
Personally, I am recommending that individuals that already have credit not continue to maximize the credit that they've got, not to go further into overdraft, not to use up what's left of their line of credit. I mean, really, we should have emergency savings and not be using credit for emergencies. But for a lot of people, they don't have the savings. And the next likely scenario is they start overusing those credit cards to fund their monthly groceries. And that's a sign, that's a warning sign that this is not a long-term sustainable solution. And with the COVID-19, we don't know how long this is going to last. So maybe for the first month, individuals can continue to use their credit, but that's not going to solve the problem overall. So I think if people are finding themselves reaching for the credit card rather than the debit card a little more often, that should be a sign to them that they need to look for other options, because that's not going to last.
The advice that I'm giving is to stop taking on debt altogether right now, full stop. And I agree with everything that you said, Leah. I think too many people are using credit, or have been using credit up to this point anyway, as a form of savings. We're a society nowadays that sort of has forgotten how to save. We don't have savings, and we have high levels of debt. And, I think particularly right now, there is actually a lot of opportunity to really scale back the spending and to stop using credit cards. Luckily, there are fewer opportunities to go out and spend money, since we're physically distancing and probably staying home a whole lot more. At the same time, I think people have to be really careful and measured in how they are spending their money, whether it's on groceries or, there's still lots of opportunity to spend online. But I think it is time to stop using debt, full stop. To cover expenses, because I think it's just going to lead to disaster for some people who are already in trouble.
Definitely. I think that we are staying home more, so we're driving less, even though fuel is cheaper right now. We are seeing some cost savings by not leaving the house as frequently, although I am sure there are a lot of people in the same boat as me who are at home with their children now 24/7, whereas before they were at school, you packed their lunch and you controlled the eating, and now they're eating everything in the cupboard, and it's like a buffet every day. So those are increased costs to those, people working from home, educating their children from home, and that increased stress could lead to people going online and shopping more because they can't just take that 10 minutes to stop and do some window shopping anymore. For some, that was a relief. And again, we just need to find solutions for people to avoid increasing their debt load and to reduce the cost of the debt that they've already got. The interest is probably sinking a lot of people. As you know, about half of people are in economic survival mode. 49% are teetering on the brink of insolvency. They're $200 or less away from being able to pay their bills. And that comes from our MNP Consumer Debt Index that was released at the beginning of the month. And those numbers that survey was done before COVID really hit all of our consumers. So it has to be worse now.
No, it's understandable. The other thing that concerns me, it's one thing if people have the ability to put some of their debt onto a lower interest type of lending vehicle, that's great. And they may want to consider doing that so that they don't have to pay as much interest through this period of time. The thing that concerns me more is the fact that a lot of people are now, unfortunately, have sort of reached their maximums, and they're looking to other forms of credit including things like payday loans and the payday loan companies, which unfortunately are going to come with very high interest and and very aggressive sort of collection terms if they're unable to meet those payments when that time comes. So those are some concerns that I have around this period of time, and hopefully people can manage to get through this. And Leah, as you said, I mean, hopefully people are saving some money as well during these times, because they can't leave the house as easily and go and get things where they might have otherwise. So they may find that they're able to use those savings to put towards their debt payments and not have to take on additional debt to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm, for sure.